All right, let's see what we got for bronze game reviews. We've got Mirage against Van Helsing. Let's go for this. I've never seen Van Helsing before. The ranks are Bronze 1 versus Silver 8. Mirage is a Silver 8 player, and Van Helsing is Bronze 1. They're both just under 1,000 MMR, playing on this map, Hammerfell. We have 4 Wisps in gold by Mirage as the Green Night Elf in the top left, with an altar right here. Pulls out a Wisp out of the mine and makes Moonwell. Okay, this should be an Ancient of War. He's gonna fill up the mine, then take it out, and then he's thinking of where Ancient of War is gonna go. Meanwhile, on the other side, Van Helsing does the little stub farm. Ancient of War in the spot to creep this. Let's see if he's gonna go for Immolation or Mana Burn. I would imagine Immolation feels pretty good to many players, as it helps you creep faster. It's a really nice creeping accelerator. I like to do Immolate into Mana Burn, Evasion. So that does mean that you get Evasion at level 4 for the first time with level 1 point in it. But you get a better early game because of the Immolation. At least you get more creeps. You do empty your Moonwells more, so it is a double-edged sword. Van Helsing has a cute little base, but only 4 peasants in gold. That's gonna cost him a bit. I wonder whether he will notice, and whether this is by design. People tend to overvalue lumber over gold. We saw that yesterday when we looked at the orc players. They kept going 4 in gold and then used the burrow peon to go into gold. This looks more like an actual mistake. Now, W3 Champions does have an overlay that says 4 out of 5. But it would be... Yeah, there it is. There it is. Went for the 5 out of 5. So he misses a bit of gold, but it's no biggie, no big disaster. Oh, very cool. Warden. A cunning hero that will learn Blink, Fan of Knife, Shadow Strike, and Vengeance. No new Moonwell, though. It looks like Mirage is over-investing on Scout Wisps. Wow. He's got 2 Wisps here and 1 here. Sending 3 Wisps that early costs you so much lumber that you don't have enough lumber to make the Moonwell in time. And he lost the Wisp to the Footman, but now the Footman actually died to creeps. And I think he's going to use these Wisps to double blow up the Water Elemental. And that actually gets him level ups. Still no second Moonwell. Also doesn't have Wisp production. Very, very poor economy and base layout for Mirage. Base build up. Was also too busy to detonate on this Water Elemental. Tanking the Snapper with Warden means he drops to half-life unnecessarily. Meanwhile, Van Helsing is just level 1.9, no problemo. Will he tech or tier 1 expand? In my experience, it's teching, yeah. Does get the Water Elemental, so Warden would have leveled up to level 2 had he not accidentally killed one of his own creeps with Ancient of War. He would have been level 2. It's a 1 Moonwell tech with 3 Wisps dead so far, even though Archmage did not harass him. Human stayed on his own side of the map, and Mirage lost 3 Wisps. That's a big problem. Hunter's Hall comes out, then second Moonwell, and he's gonna have major lumber issues. Absolutely major lumber issues. So it is both attack to tier 2 by Van Helsing and creeping his expansion. I don't imagine he's also expanding. He does have the resources for it to start it. Warden comes in, Fan of Knives or Shadow Strike, I don't know, it's gonna be Fan of Knives. Attacking Peasant. Archer taking a lot of damage here. The next Fan of Knives could be pretty good, there we go. Oh, these are gonna turn into Peasants. I think Mirage is getting some good damage. He's almost got enough mana for another Fan of Knives. He blinks in instead. Also pretty good. But he's getting blocked on purpose by Van Helsing with the Peasant. Still managed to squeeze past though. Warden is the 3rd best level 1 damage dealer in the game. After Demon Hunter and Blade Master. As a melee agility hero, she's got good attack speed and agility. And damage. Mirage is making a Huntress, which I guessed was coming since he had that Hunter's Hall. Archers feel very finicky to control, even for me. I prefer the more cool headhunters. Hunters are a bit more of a unit that can stand their ground. Blacksmith and Arcane Vault coming out for Van Helsing. I would say that they really focus too much on regeneration scroll for single footmans. He's gonna regen scroll, use it. And if the other bronze players we've watched are any indication, he'll probably stand in base for the full 40 seconds. There we go, second regen scroll. That's so interesting, they all have the same habit. One footman gets hurt, they get double regen scroll, heal, and stand in base. That's so interesting. I love learning this because how they think makes a lot of sense. Like, it is built upon logical conclusions. My unit is hurt, therefore I will heal. And this is a non-combat spell that gets cancelled by attacks, therefore I must camp. It makes a lot of sense in a way. Who gets this creep? I think that went to the Warden. I think he stole the creep. Let me see. Yep. Warden came in and stole the level 5. There's also a lot of power building going on in Bronze. Van Helsing power built his Blacksmith, but is not using it. Very, very typical for Bronze human players, I've been noticing. They power build workshops, sanctums, Raxus, blacksmiths, because they're impatient. They want it finished now, but once they finish it, don't know what to do with it. Because he could be making rifles. In fact, almost none of his peasants are at work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 peasants are not working. 1 is gathering lumber. Oh, 8 peasants idle. One gathering lumber. He was very busy with running down the Warden. And he did manage to force a town portal, even though Warden could have simply hit Shadow Meld and not be attacked at all.
A player's forces are
so Mirage did he fix his lumber issue a bit? No, he's still on about 6 wisps. Made 1 lore, is continuing to make huntresses. So he's going Huntress Dryad. Oh, I used to love going Huntress Dryad. It was really meta at some point. Huntress Dryad as a build, and also Huntress Talon Dryad. Those were 2 builds in 2005 and 4. But Hunters have fallen out of meta a lot. He has formation movement on, which is why Hunters are matching the movement speed of Warden and Archer a bit. They're slowing themselves down. Warden's natural movement speed is 320, Hunters are 350, and you can see they were moving equally fast. So that's what formation does. They match the slowest unit, which actually helps to keep your army together, but is usually suboptimal, considered to be suboptimal, because your units are not using their full movement speed ability. Tier 2 expansion remains the most popular way to expand in Bronze, I've been noticing. Trying to think of the reason for it is that it probably feels a lot safer. You already have an established army. And usually by this time, they're not getting harassed anymore. Usually the opponent doesn't notice at all if you put down an expansion at the 6-minute mark or so. 6, 7, 8. I think we're at 8 minutes or so. Yeah, there we go, 8 minutes. Hold on a second, I got pizza delivery coming. Mirage says, I don't care. Every MMR point matters. I'm trying to get over 1,000 MMR. Fan of knives on the single footman. Van Helsing's like, yo, really? Hold on. It's like, nope. Ain't got no time to waste. You entered into an online game that you know can't be paused. Nice staff on the Huntress. It's not my problem that you don't know how to plan your schedule. Pretty based. Yes, it's Ancient of Wind. It's the good old army from way back when. Huntress, Dryad, Talon. Now, while the staff on the Huntress was good, it's still part of the control group, so it's actually coming back. Van Helsing is not helping his Mountain King. He was just standing there. Expansion is finished. He's trying to tower up. Should do a Stormbolt on the Naga so you can run. He died with almost full mana. So no talent production right now, and Mirage doesn't have lumber issues yet, but he might. Nice abolishes, gets to take care of the water elemental. Those rivals are gonna die without any service to the human alliance. Well, the full HP Archmage turns his back away. Reminds me of the StarCraft 1 cutscene. The StarCraft 1 cinematic. I have seen enough. Take us into orbit. Where is the air support? There is no air support. Wow, he's really just trying to buy time for his expansion to come up. That's it. Warning kills an archer. Town portal's out. Mountain King is almost finished. Massive lumber issues for Van Helsing. But he is spending his resources well. Even though he's not using his units well and he lost many. That's a good spending. He's actually using all of its gold and lumber. Breaker coming out. Rifle coming out. Could do with a couple of more peasants. Or for the peasants that he does have to actually, you know, work. Meanwhile, Mirage had a lumber issue, is now overcompensating with wisp production, and we'll probably soon have a couple of hundred. But that's okay, they can be useful later. Actually produced a mountain giant, which is 6 armor. He won't be able to get resistant skin and hardened skin. So slow lasts the full duration on him. He doesn't take reduced damage from, you know, physical attacks. But that's still a very tanky unit. Pretty useful at sieging. I hope for Mirage he doesn't run into this Arcane Tower Warden first. And if he does, that he gets out of it fast. Yep, that's all of his mana gone. Pretty common, we saw that on the Death Knight yesterday too. The tower, the second scout tower, is not going to be able to turn into an arcane. He kills both, killing many peasants. Van Helsing comes to defend, but his heroes are greatly outleveled. He's against level 4-3 with 3-2. Warden is stuck though. But he has Blink surely. Yeah, there we go. Might be that Archmage stays alive thanks to Ring of Regeneration. Maybe not quite thanks to it, but it definitely created more of a comfortable window. He needs heal pot! Use it! And keep running. Run! He has TP. He bought TP. Is he gonna use it? Yep. He's TPing home. Meanwhile, what happened to the rest? Every Huntress and Dryad died. Human army is looking pretty good. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He needs another heal potion. The Fairy Dragons are not going to be very good against rifles. There's not enough spellcasting to justify their inclusion. It's forced diversity that some people complain about. Tier 3 has been started. More mountain giants are in production. This is a pretty close game, man. We now have plenty of peasants on lumber. So Van Helsing's economy is looking pretty good. He's actually at 50 population while mining from 8 peasants. So he's got 60% more income than Mirage. Liking the mountain giants here. Would even love to see some attack upgrades potentially. I have not seen an army of mountain giants fairy dragons like this. The mountain giants can deal with every ground unit. The fairy dragons are there mostly for moral support. They could do a bit of damage on priests with their piercing damage if he focuses them well. But the mana flare not really needed against water elemental bolt and a little bit of heal. Mana flare is best against high cast spells like Bloodlust. Ancient Protector, okay. He's got a lot of mana for Fan of Knives. I think he's gonna blink in, fan twice, and kill everything. tower died at 99%. Didn't get cancelled. This one also will get made. Will get cancelled. Human army comes in. He focuses the Naga. Very good target firing. He's ignoring the taunt. Almost killed the Naga. Warden will staff the Naga out. Now it all comes down to how well the human micros. He's just clicking Warden. Actually kind of makes sense. Warden has invulnerability potion. Mana pot, fan of knives. Kill the fairy dragons. Taunt is annoying. Keeps retargeting his attacks. He's currently attacking Mountain Giant because of the taunt command. He needs to attack Warden or fairy dragon. Going back on the Warden. Again, taunt messing with him, but he overruled it. Blink actually got interrupted mid-animation. A Spellbreaker died to the Mountain Giant. He's trying to kill the Fairy Dragon, but the phase shift kept her safe. Night Elf didn't lose a single unit. He staffed his Naga. Oh my god! Naga came back to the fight by accident. We're still in the same group. Yo, Fubar, thank you so much, man. He could kill this rifle right here with the Naga. Is he cheeky enough? Uh-oh. Yeah, not a single Mountain Giant or Fairy Dragon died. And he killed so much, honestly. The Breaker, the Priest. A lot of peasants, 2 towers. Human has also started his tier 3 upgrade. And what would be really good, I'm not sure if he knows it. 1 or 2 mortars with frag shells. Very nice against dryads, but there are no dryads. Oh my god, a chimera. 2 chimera roosts! He has 2 chimera roosts on 1 base. With 51 pop from a single wisp. Come on! I know I said I'm not gonna say it's painful to watch. But the 51 population hurts my heart more than any Miss Micro ever could. Did you really need that 1 wisp? When you have 400 lumber? And now you're getting only 70% income? That 1 wisp just detonated, honestly. Admit you made a mistake. Get your bank ready for Chimera. At this rate, he cannot even afford a single chim when the roost is finished. Oh well. 51. We should have an emote for 51. Van Helsing is using his resources well. He's got 1 attack upgrade. Does he have rifle range? Yes. He's making knights. Also 1 Griffin Aviary. Both of them with a very versatile unit production capability. Knights, flyings, and then griffins. Pretty cool. I wouldn't personally go griffins here. I think just knights and breakers is all he needs. And then flyings for the fairy dragons and chimera. I think knights and breakers resist fan of knives very well. He's gonna stormbolt the warden here in 3, 2, 1. No. Don't have to use spells. Flying machines are doing a great job. All the fairies are dying. To rifles, flying. Mountain Giant goes down. He didn't staff it. Oh, the Naga! And no staff. Nice kill. Oh, the panic staff. He staffed the full HP MG. Should have let him pass, dude. You made him mad. And now you're dealing with the consequences. Van Helsing can finally collect his soggy pizza from the doorstep if his neighbors didn't steal it. Mirage bows out. Was off to a really good start, even at higher level heroes, even at the end of it. But the expansion for human pays off once again. This tier 2 expansion thing is really working. I feel like the next time a human player on my stream asks me for advice, I'm gonna be better at understanding low-level players because of these. This is great. Van Helsing is in a new game against That's Muha. That's a repeat for both. I would love to see that. We watched That's Muha today. He was the guy that went Farseer Tauren Chieftain against the human player. And he made mass wyverns. And the human went 7 unit production buildings, remember? Double racks, double sanctum, triple workshop from a single base. I think Van Helsing was better than that human player. Very similar in MMR. But I think That's Muha has his work cut out for him. Now, you may wonder, wouldn't players try different builds or do different things? I don't think so. I think most players, that almost every player on Battle.net in the history of Warcraft plays the same build over and over. And I actually think that's true for almost everybody. I think it's less than 10% of people that deliberately change things up, either for freshness or for other things. Even if you look at like Dota or League, everyone has their mains. Especially if they know they're playing on stream, but in general, everyone has their mains. You don't feel good playing something you're worse at, so you play whatever's your best and you just do it over and over. However, having said that, this is not what that Muha did on Northern Isles. He went Farseer fast tech into triple burrow war mill, and he made his triple burrows like this, so that his peons couldn't deliver wood back easily. This is a different opening. Muha is one of the 10%. He's opening with the barracks. Doesn't have enough money to make a grunt though. Has to cancel this peon, start a grunt. It's clear that he doesn't have as much familiarity with this opening. This barracks does not have a purpose. He might make a grunt now. Nope, he's just spamming peons. So this is a headhunter opener, but Warmill takes longer to produce than Rax. So it's a headhunter opener, perhaps adapting on the fly. He knows what he roughly wants, and he knows Rax is usually early, but he didn't modify the order of buildings to fit that. So now he's gonna tech, and then he's gonna make his first headhunter. Okay. You know, this is a lot of peons. And this is an overcommitment to killing a footman. Scout footmans have two purposes. They scout and they distract. The scouting is the main goal. He's now getting a massive bonus of keeping the Farseer off his back, which would have killed 3+ peasants here. The Farseer is instead going to take a very, very long time to kill this footman. Van Helsing is very happy with that, I think.
Players' forces are under attack.
One headhunter has been made, but because no second burrow came out, that's all that will be made. The wolves unsummoned before the footman died, so this took him about 1 minute 15 seconds to kill one footman. Van Helsing doesn't lose a peasant because of it. Muha has way too many peons, like 9 instead of 7. 9 on lumber. Which makes sense if you want lots of upgrades and high tech. Wyverns don't need this many. Oh no, not the arcane! Oh, at least he walked out. The recent Warden and Death Knight were just like, I don't care. Arcanes are OP, what can you do? I'm gonna just get hit by it. Muha values his mana. He was quite a creeping-oriented player against the other human we watched. But he doesn't feel good about letting human do whatever he wants. This human, Van Helsing, is quite competent. He's got his arcane out, he's getting the troll priest, he's doing healing, militia. And I think Van Helsing is going to go up in MMR soon. He's got a lot of good habits. So what's Muha gonna do? He's got spiked barricades coming up. He's got space for multiple tech buildings behind his base. I wonder if it's going to be like double Spirit Lodge tier 3 and then Torrents. Bloodlust and Torrents. I think that would work well. Especially because every human in bronze and silver goes for a tier 2 6-minute expansion. So if you know they play that way, Torrent Bloodlust is a perfect counter against that. If you're a bronze orc watching this, just go Torrent Bloodlust. It's too late to punish a tier 1 expansion, but it's right on time to punish a tier 2 expansion. What's it gonna be? Muha with 600 lumber. A bestiary. I've seen too many bronze orcs go for headhunters into wyverns to last me a lifetime. But I'm afraid it's gonna be headhunter wyvern again. Because they love it. Level 1 versus level 3, yeah. He finished the camp, but doesn't like expanding under heavy duress.
player's forces are under attack.
In my mind, Van Helsing is a player that understands the game quite well, but he has relatively low APM, which is why his workers are constantly AFK. But the essentials of base building, understanding the ebb and flow of the match, unit selection, not bad. Muha, double bestiary, I told you guys. Every time it's Headhunter into Mass Wyverns. They do it because they share tech upgrades? Yeah, you think so? But he doesn't have any upgrades. But that might be the reasoning. I could imagine that. Like if I'm playing a new RTS game, Homeworld or something, and I look at the upgrades and it says this upgrade buffs howitzers, artillery, catapult shooters, and ballistic propellers. I'm like, okay, those three. Okay, I'll get this upgrade, and then I make only those 3 ships. I've actually done that. I've made that decision. And maybe all those 3 ships fill the same role. And you're supposed to pick one of them. But then you just go only those. So far he's not making anything, nor does he have enough food population capacity to even make double Wyvern. He could make 1 Wyvern and a Raider. Tier 2 expansion, 7 minutes. He's also doing it because human has no anti-air, only footmen. Yeah, well, what else can they make at tier 1? This is always when they have footmen. Oh, it's raiders! It's raiders, cool. There's the new burrow. He's got spikes, he's got fortified defenses. So he thinks humans expand, I go raider, I kill building. I hope he gets pillaged as well. Clears his natural expansion, throws up an expansion, and then plays mass raider hits and run. That could be pretty good. Looks like he's doing just that. Just gonna take this camp for now. Not quite to that stage. No war mill upgrades for raiders yet either. Van Helsing, rifle caster. Lumber mill. No 5th peasant here in mine yet. The best camp to take now for Van Helsing would be this camp, the laboratory. He's got the army that can take it. And he does want that, I think. He places a sentry first to see if he's being attacked in his main. He's not going to the lab. Maybe he's thinking stop any potential counter expansion. Doesn't have the information of whether it's happening or not, but just realizes he's playing a game of economy and he wants to keep outpacing. Actually manages to blunder into a creep jack. I say blunder into, this is a very well educated guess. He kills 1 headhunter and clears up the rest. Very nice steal actually. Takes a ring of regeneration and the associated experience and all the creeps. He could just TP out now, stormbolt something and then run. Or he could fight. Or he could actually fight. Force the TC to use invulnerability potion. That's a 15-second invulnerability. Actually, I think he has the better army. Raiders are quite hard to use. They're a very valuable unit, but they're better the better you are. Just hitting footmen, not quite as good. Stormbolt kills the TC. Van Helsing is dominating. Now the fight is turning against him though. As Farseer gets level 3 and summons level 2 wolves, not as much to gain for Helsing anymore. There they are, they're the wolves. Trying to save the low raider. Did accidentally turn around and die to a footman. Is not currently producing anything, of course. Which is quite common and very understandable. Going to tier 3, not remaking TC or making any raiders. So he's at 1100, 1100. Van Helsing, who has double the income, is actually managing his macro more by being at 600. Also goes tier 3. He's killing so many units. Even hired new mercenaries. Very cool. Mud Golem, Berserker, and the Priest using Abolish on wolves. Because Muha wasn't producing, he now has no units to deal with the follow-up. Van Helsing is dominating. After this rifle, I expect him to switch into knights, add a griffin aviary for griffins. All he really needs to do is just hold down the R button on the barracks. Just fill this with 5 rifles and he wins. Doesn't need to be fancy or diversify. It's time to go full StarCraft mode. Just make stuff and then shove it in your opponent's face. Does need some farms for that, of course. Meanwhile, if I'm Muha here, I would not be getting Berserker upgrades. This is not the time for value upgrades. It's the time for raw numbers. If I'm Muha, I would make a Totem, I would make a Raider and a Kodo, and Grunts. Stop it with the Headhunters. Grunts are gonna do more. He's got 1-1 upgrades for melee. Go for the mercs. Do not go for the Mountain King. He has TP. Kill as many units as you can. Okay. Make a shop. Make an expansion. Get pillage. Attack the base. You still have TP. It's still winnable. If I take over here, easy peasy. Oh, but that's a nice choice. Van Helsing is getting Priest Master training. Inner Fire. 10% bonus damage and 5 extra armor, which will give an effective health increase against physical damage of 30% on the base HP. That's so strong. Workshop. Knights. Inner Fire. Cool. And here come the Raiders. Does he have pillage, yes or no? Let me see. He does not have pillage. Is he making it? No. But that's still good damage though. If he just clicks Town Hall now, he has a chance to kill it. Do not stop focusing Town Hall for anything. You can do it. You can do it, Muha. Very nice. TP out now. Or you'll lose 2 Raiders. That's 1. You will lose 1 more if it gets storm bolted. Yeah. If you TP'd earlier, can save the 2nd Raider, but still a very good kill. So, now we get to a situation where Van Helsing is capped on population, 57 over 46. Cannot make any units at 57. You're at 38, but if you keep making, you can get closer to 50. Tiny Great Hall. Get it. Get it. Tiny Great Hall. Expand. Bring peons. You have 1000 lumber. Does not buy Tiny Great Hall. This is your chance to speed scroll, TP, Tiny Great Hall, counter expand, and play hit and run. You've got your fortified defenses spikes.
A player's forces are under attack.
He's getting troll regeneration for regeneration on his 4 berserkers. It's a very cool upgrade. I think you need a little bit more oomph than that. There are more valuable things to spend your money on, but that's a nice, cute upgrade to get right now. It is nice. I do like it. Van Helsing got his 3rd hero. It's not an easy feat to control 3 heroes well. Healthstone, nice. Okay. So that's Muha's at 44 pop. He's now... Hello! He's getting brute strength now. Upgrading the grunts he doesn't have, but wish he did. It is very cheap, to be fair. 50 gold. Give 100 extra health. 125 extra health on your grunts and 3 damage. If he ever makes them, they'll come out a lot better. Going back for the town hall. Is there a town portal? There is a town portal. Okay. Does he have pillage yet? Let's see. He's got 983 lumber. Let's see what happens when he starts hitting buildings. If that 3 turns into something that's not a 3, he has pillage. No, no pillage. Did not stormbolt on time. The dastardly genius, devious orc speed scrolls away. 1 raider's decided though, running life is not for him. So that's cool. Now, okay, so the brute strength is more like an option if he ever switches into grunts, but he's actually getting thorium ranged upgrades, which he cancelled, which was 2nd attack no, he finished it. 2nd attack upgrade for berserkers, and now getting Kodo and Kodo drums. It could work. if he makes another burrow and then 2 more Kodos and a Zerker, he has a pretty nice army. If he eats those 2 knights, war stomps, and then turns on the damage on the berserkers and just hits, that could be pretty damn good. Let's see how this goes. I kind of like Orc position here. It's very good. There we go. Triple ensnare. 1 knight got double ensnared because FU. War stomp. It's in a good position for war stomp if MK walks up. Did not turn on the berserker attack speed yet. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa! No inner fire by Van Helsing. This is a very good fight. There comes in the Kodo with 20% bonus damage aura. These Zerkers are shredding. The knights cowardly ran away. Oh my god. Muha is shrekking this fight. He does not need an expansion or even to make any units over 46. Just a lot of value. You know, if Van Helsing right-clicks inner fire on his priests and just puts his foot on the rifle production, I think he's in a really good spot. But he got overwhelmed there. Sometimes the right attitude is all you need. It's not about what you can do, it's about how confidently you can convince people that you can do something. I see an army that should have beaten Muha's army with proper control, but Muha has that fighting spirit, does have a lot of damage, and he picks off units after unit. He's saving up at 50 while attacking. He can remake this army 3 times. Nice war stomp. Headhunters kind of over positioning into the human a little bit unnecessarily. I'm not sure what they're doing, but he does have troll regeneration to keep them alive. That was a heal scroll. In comes the Kodo, devours a knight. He turned on the headhunter bonus damage. Kodo's getting focused. Will go down. There is a TP now. Farseer bought one. Now human is suddenly winning the fight quite hard. Much better fight for him this time. Worse micro for Muha this time, though he is focusing down that sorceress. Farseer with lots of mana, could be summoning some extra wolves. That's a nice war stomp. Keep in mind, even if Orc loses everything, he can remake this army 3 times with his bank. He's got 2,000 gold in the bank, not currently producing. Doesn't need to TP before he gets stormbolted! He blocks the stormbolt with the town portal! Tower Chieftain is almost level 4. Farseer is level 4.7. Meanwhile, Archmage is level 5 and has Water Elemental upgrade. There's a Devotion aura. Paladin is almost level 3. Mountain King is 4. Van Helsing has 2,000 gold and a running expansion. And Muha finally, finally gets a counter Tiny Great Hole. Is making Kodos, Raiders and Headhunters. There is still a chance for that's Muha. He's bringing 5 workers from his main. The flying machine scouts it. Actually using the flying machine as it's meant to be done. Van Helsing just checking standing sentinel for a counter expansion. And I love it. He instantly acts on it once he sees it. I don't love him being 52 pop and not producing enough. I know it's like bad macro to have 4 units in queue, but it's better than this. Either one of them could have just held a button and get way more units than they have and just have way better fights. Okay, we're gonna need to see some feral spirits. I think Farseer might just die. He's right-clicked him. It's very obvious who is being focused, and Farseer did nothing. No stomp, no feral spirits. He did do 1 stomp, but no feral spirits, no chain lightning. And that's an easy kill for Van Helsing. Yeah, I think that's it. The Farseer was the greatest DPS here with his spells. Right as he expanded, he got attacked and killed. This is kind of serve as a negative reinforcement loop for Muha. He might be drawing the wrong conclusions. He might say, yeah, you can never expand against human. Even though he missed the optimal window 10 minutes ago. He may never expand again after this. Because he got attacked and killed right after. That's a GG. I'm impressed with Van Helsing 7-7, man. That was well played. Certainly not perfect. That's why we're in bronze and silver. But a lot of good decisions. Just, he's got the right mind for the game. He upgrades the things he uses, and then he makes units and he attacks and defends based on the proper triggers. And he remade his expansion after it died. Yeah, that was good. GG.